The handcuffs snapped shut around Marcus Wellington's wrists. His daughter Emma, only 7 years old, screamed from the window. His son Daniel, 10, stood paralyzed as detectives dragged their father toward the squad car. The charge? Embezzlement. $12 million stolen from his own company. Marcus didn't fight, didn't yell, didn't even try to explain. He just looked back at his children one final time. Their mother was already gone. Cancer had taken her 2 years ago. Now, they were losing their father too. Welcome to Kindness Valley, where hope is born in the darkest moments. Rosa Martinez stood in the hallway, her heart shattering. 8 years she'd worked for this family. 8 years she'd watched these children grow. And now social services was here, talking about foster care, about separating Emma and Daniel, about a system that would swallow them whole. Detective Sarah Chun was cold, efficient. She showed Rosa the evidence. Bank transfers, missing funds, a pattern of theft spanning 18 months. Marcus Wellington was a monster hiding behind a nice smile and Sunday pancakes. But Rosa had seen something. 3 months ago, late at night, Marcus in his study, surrounded by papers, looking broken, and a folder. She remembered the label, St. Catherine's Children's Hospital. Why would a thief have hospital files? That question haunted her. The social workers said they'd return tomorrow to take the children. Rosa had one night, one chance to understand what really happened. She shouldn't have gone into his study. The police had already searched it, but something pulled her there. Behind Marcus's desk, hidden inside a sailing book, his dead wife's favorite hobby, was a leather journal. Rosa opened it. Her breath caught. These weren't theft records. They were donation records. St. Catherine's Hospital, $400,000. Brookfield School Scholarship Fund, $200,000. Mercy Home for Foster Children, $300,000. Page after page, name after name, children she'd never heard of, families Marcus had saved. Then she found it, the entry that changed everything. Lily Morrison, age 8. Leukemia, experimental treatment. Dr. Patterson says she has a chance. Sarah would have fought for this child. I have to try. Cost, $847,000. Rosa's hands trembled. She kept reading, faster now. Marcus hadn't stolen $12 million. He'd spent it, every penny of his inheritance. Then he'd borrowed against the company unauthorized loans that looked exactly like embezzlement, all to save dying children, all to honor a promise to his wife. But why didn't he defend himself? Why take the fall? The last entry, dated 1 week before his arrest, gave her the answer. The board found out. They're calling it fraud. If I fight this, if this goes to trial, every donation will be questioned. Families will be forced to return money. Children will lose their treatments. I can't let that happen. I won't destroy what Sarah and I built. I'll go to prison. Emma and Daniel will hate me. But those children will live. Rosa closed the journal, tears streaming down her face. Marcus had chosen prison over exposing sick children to financial ruin. He'd chosen to be called a criminal rather than risk a single child losing their medical care. She looked at the clock. 11:53 p.m. By 6 a.m., Rosa was outside Detective Chen's office, the journal clutched against her chest. When Chen arrived at 7:30, Rosa didn't wait. Marcus Wellington didn't steal anything. And I can prove it. Chen was skeptical. Ma'am, we have bank records. Look at this. Please, just look. Rosa laid out the journal, page by page, child by child. Then she showed the detective something else. Marcus's personal bank statements she'd found. Completely drained. Not a single dollar left. Everything gone to hospitals, to schools, to desperate families. Chen's face changed. Why didn't he tell us this? Because he was protecting them. The families. The children. He thought if he fought back, the donations would be investigated, maybe reversed. Some of those kids, those treatments saved their lives. Detective Chen leaned back, processing what she was hearing. He was willing to go to prison, lose his children, for this? His wife died in his arms. Their last year together, they visited children's hospitals, watched families go bankrupt trying to save their kids. He promised her he'd help, and he kept that promise, even when it destroyed him. The next 72 hours moved fast. Chen personally called St. Catherine's Hospital, spoke to Dr. Patterson, verified every single donation, cross-referenced every transaction. Marcus Wellington hadn't committed fraud. He'd made unauthorized loans, a civil issue, not criminal. The board had reacted to missing money without asking where it went. When Marcus walked out of that police station, Emma and Daniel were waiting. Emma ran so fast she nearly knocked him over. Daniel followed, finally letting himself break down in his father's arms. Marcus looked at Rosa over his children's heads. He understood immediately. You found it. You were going to let them send you to prison. Let your children believe you were a criminal. I couldn't let those families lose everything. Sarah and I promised. Your wife would have wanted you to fight, not abandon your children. Marcus's voice cracked. I thought I was doing the right thing. You were, but your kids needed you to do it differently. The charges were dropped. The company issued a public apology. But Marcus had lost everything. The house, his savings, his reputation in tatters until the full story leaked to the press. They moved into a small rental. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, nothing like before. But Daniel and Emma didn't care. They had their father back. Rosa stayed, took a massive pay cut she refused to discuss. Family doesn't negotiate, she said simply. 6 months later, St. Catherine's Hospital dedicated a new pediatric wing, the Sarah Wellington Center for Children, funded by donations that flooded in after the story went viral. Marcus stood in the back during the ceremony, trying not to cry as Dr. Patterson spoke. 63 children are alive today because of what this family did. 63 families still have their babies because 2 people decided love was worth the cost. Emma pulled on her father's sleeve. Is Mom watching? Marcus knelt down, eye level with his little girl. Yeah, baby. She's watching. And she's so proud of you. That night, Marcus left a note on the kitchen counter for Rosa. You didn't just save me. You saved my children's ability to believe in goodness. We're not employer and employee anymore. We're family. Forever. Rosa found it the next morning. Tucked it in her Bible next to a photo of Emma's birthday party. All of them together. Smiling. Some people are worth fighting for. Even when they've given up on themselves. Even when the whole world has called them guilty. Sometimes, one person who refuses to stop looking for the truth can change everything. Thank you for watching Kindness Valley. If this story moved you, hit subscribe and tell us in the comments what you would have done. See you in the next story.